Water is the silent guardian of our health. It doesn't boast, it doesn't demand our attention, yet it supports every cell, every organ, and every biological process in the human body. And for seniors, particularly those over 60, the role of water in daily health becomes more critical than ever. Unlike younger adults, older individuals face unique physiological changes that make both dehydration and overhydration serious risks. This isn't just about drinking 8 glasses of water a day. It's about understanding how aging alters hydration needs, how your medications may interfere with fluid retention, and how something as simple as drinking too much or too little water can tip the balance of life-threatening conditions. One of the most significant but overlooked changes that occur with aging is the loss of total body water. While a younger adult might be composed of around 60% water, this percentage gradually decreases as we age, falling to as low as 45 to 50% in older adults. That means seniors have a much smaller buffer against water loss. A minor drop in hydration, say from skipping a few glasses of water, can have a much more severe impact than it would on someone younger. What's more, seniors tend to lose their sense of thirst. The body's natural signal for fluid replenishment becomes dull with age, so by the time thirst is felt, dehydration may already be setting in. It's not just about what aging does to water levels. It's also about how aging affects the organs responsible for regulating fluid balance. The kidneys, which filter waste from the blood and help maintain the proper balance of fluids and electrolytes, lose efficiency over time. For seniors, this means the kidneys are slower to respond to changes in hydration. If too much water is consumed too quickly, the kidneys may not be able to excrete the excess fast enough, leading to a dangerous condition known as hyponatremia, where the body's sodium levels become dangerously diluted. Conversely, if too little water is taken in, the kidneys might retain waste longer than they should, increasing the risk of kidney stones, urinary tract infections, and even chronic kidney disease. Complicating things further is the fact that many seniors are taking medications that directly affect hydration levels. Diuretics, often prescribed for high blood pressure and heart conditions, increase urine output, effectively pulling water out of the body. Laxatives, which many seniors use for digestive issues, can do the same. Blood pressure medications, antidepressants, and certain diabetes medications can also alter electrolyte levels or thirst cues. If you're over 65 and on any regular medication, understanding how it interacts with your hydration levels isn't optional. It's essential. One-size-fits-all recommendations won't cut it. Each individual's hydration plan must take into account their prescriptions, activity level, climate, and underlying health conditions. The environmental factor is another critical piece of the puzzle. Seniors living in hot or dry climates face greater risks for fluid loss through perspiration, even when they aren't visibly sweating. But on the flip side, seniors in cold environments might avoid drinking water to reduce bathroom trips, especially if mobility is limited or they have urinary incontinence. That trade-off can be disastrous. Even mild dehydration can impair mental clarity, cause dizziness, increase fall risk, and lead to fatigue or weakness. It's a subtle decline, often attributed to just getting older, but in truth, it may be the silent consequences of chronic underhydration. Adding to these challenges is the social and psychological aspect. Some seniors intentionally restrict fluid intake, especially in the evening, to avoid nighttime trips to the bathroom. While understandable, this habit can result in inadequate daily hydration. Over time, this leads to cumulative fluid loss that taxes the entire system. Many seniors are also unaware of how much fluid they're really consuming. Relying solely on coffee, tea, or sugary drinks for hydration can backfire. Caffeinated beverages are mild diuretics and can exacerbate dehydration. Sweetened drinks may cause blood sugar spikes, especially dangerous for those managing diabetes or prediabetes, and fail to provide the cellular hydration the body truly needs. Hydration isn't just about how much water you drink. It's about how well your body absorbs and uses it. As we age, our ability to retain water in tissues declines. This is partly due to hormonal changes, such as reduced antidiuretic hormone secretion, and partly due to shifts in body composition, like the loss of muscle mass, which holds more water than fat. Seniors who are sedentary or who have chronic conditions that limit physical movement are at even higher risk. Movement itself helps regulate hydration by stimulating blood flow and kidney function. So hydration needs to be paired with even mild physical activity to work effectively. And let's not forget digestion. Water plays a major role in breaking down food, absorbing nutrients, and eliminating waste. Seniors who don't drink enough water may face chronic constipation, indigestion, and slowed metabolism. If you've ever wondered why you feel sluggish or bloated after a meal, lack of hydration may be the hidden culprit. It doesn't matter how nutritious your meals are. If water is missing, your body won't process that nutrition efficiently. That's why drinking water before, during, and after meals is a habit every senior should embrace, unless directed otherwise by a physician. Most importantly, we must break the myth that thirst is the best guide for hydration. For older adults, thirst is often a lagging indicator. By the time the body signals thirst, it may already be functioning at a deficit. That's why structured hydration is key. Instead of waiting for thirst, seniors should aim for regular fluid intake, small amounts throughout the day, to maintain balance. This doesn't mean chugging water in large amounts at once. In fact, drinking too much water quickly can cause an electrolyte imbalance, overwhelm the kidneys, and in rare but severe cases cause brain swelling. Slow, steady, consistent intake is the safest path to optimal hydration. Maintaining optimal hydration in the senior years requires more than just knowing when to sip. It demands an understanding of how water interacts with your entire lifestyle. For seniors, every aspect of daily routine, from sleep patterns to medication schedules to food choices, plays a role in how efficiently water is absorbed, distributed, and utilized by the body. For instance, did you know that dehydration is one of the leading causes of emergency hospitalization among people over 65? And what's even more surprising, many of these hospital visits are preventable. When the body lacks sufficient fluids, blood volume decreases, which means oxygen and nutrients can't be transported efficiently to vital organs. This alone can lead to confusion, fainting, increased risk of falls, and even heart complications. What many don't realize is how subtle chronic dehydration can be. Unlike the dramatic symptoms of acute dehydration, such as severe thirst or dry mouth, chronic underhydration builds up quietly over time. You might feel slightly fatigued each day or experience more frequent headaches, muscle cramps, or even forgetfulness. These symptoms are often brushed off as just aging, when in fact they are warning signs that your body is starved for water. This low-level dehydration can impair kidney function, strain the liver, and slow down cellular repair. If you're not drinking enough water regularly, your body might be functioning in a constant state of low-level emergency mode, and that's not sustainable. Another factor worth exploring is the relationship between hydration and the immune system. Seniors are already at a higher risk for infections due to naturally weakening immunity, but dehydration can compound this vulnerability. Water is essential for producing lymph, the fluid that carries white blood cells throughout the body. Without adequate hydration, the lymphatic system cannot circulate effectively, meaning your body is slower to respond to threats like bacteria and viruses. In a world where respiratory illnesses and seasonal infections pose serious dangers to seniors, maintaining strong internal defenses through hydration isn't just wise, it's life-saving. Let's also take a look at how water intake interacts with nutrition. Many seniors eat smaller meals or skip meals altogether, which can reduce the amount of water they receive from food. Remember, hydration doesn't come solely from drinks. Roughly 20 to 30% of our daily water intake should come from water-rich foods like fruits and vegetables. Skipping a salad or avoiding juicy fruits like melons and oranges due to dental discomfort or lack of appetite can significantly reduce overall hydration. That's why seniors should work with caregivers or dietitians to create hydration-conscious meal plans. A bowl of soup, a serving of cucumber slices, or a handful of berries can add up to a major difference in how your body manages its water needs. It's also essential to recognize the difference between staying hydrated and overhydrating. The cultural mantra to drink more water has led some to believe that you can't drink too much, but you can. Drinking beyond your body's ability to process water, especially in short time frames, can cause blood sodium levels to plummet. This condition, called water intoxication or hyponatremia, is especially dangerous for seniors with heart, kidney, or liver conditions. Symptoms include nausea, confusion, muscle weakness, and in extreme cases, seizures or coma. This is why seniors should be wary of fad detoxes or water challenges that promote massive fluid intake without regard for electrolyte balance. Instead, seniors should adopt a structured hydration strategy. This means setting a water schedule based on their body weight, health conditions, and environment. As a general guide, seniors should aim for about 6 to 8 cups of fluids per day, but this varies. Someone taking diuretics may need more. Someone with kidney disease may need less. A senior who exercises or spends time outdoors in hot weather will need additional fluids. The goal isn't to follow a rigid number. It's to listen to your body, track your inputs and outputs, and monitor signs like urine color, energy level, and skin elasticity to stay on track. Equally important is understanding that the type of fluids consumed matters greatly. Water should always be the foundation, but herbal teas, broth-based soups, and even low-sugar electrolyte drinks can be helpful additions. Beverages like soda, fruit juice, and energy drinks should be minimized due to their high sugar and caffeine content, which can worsen dehydration over time. Seniors should also be cautious with alcohol. It acts as a diuretic and impairs the body's hydration control systems. Even a small glass of wine can disrupt hydration levels and affect medications. There's also a growing trend toward hydration tracking tools, and these can be especially useful for seniors. Smart water bottles that remind you to drink, hydration apps, or even simple charts on the fridge can help track daily intake. For those who live alone, this kind of self-monitoring is crucial. If you're a caregiver, a family member, or a nurse, helping the senior in your life set up a hydration system is one of the simplest yet most powerful things you can do to support their long-term health. Even just placing filled water bottles in easy-to-reach locations around the home can reduce the friction that keeps many seniors from drinking enough. And let's not overlook the emotional component of hydration. Drinking water is often tied to routine, mood, and mindset. Seniors who feel lonely, depressed, or anxious may forget to drink entirely. Those who are afraid of incontinence or embarrassment may avoid fluids to limit bathroom visits. This is why compassionate care and positive reinforcement are so important. Encouraging hydration not as a chore, but as an act of self-care and strength can go a long way in reshaping habits. Water should never feel like a burden. It should feel like a basic, nourishing act of self-love, especially in the later years when every drop truly counts. As we dive even deeper into this vital topic, it becomes increasingly clear that hydration for seniors is not merely a matter of how much water is consumed. It's about how intelligently hydration is managed in response to the body's evolving needs. After the age of 60, our bodies undergo numerous physiological changes that impact water regulation. The thirst mechanism, for instance, becomes less responsive, meaning you might not feel thirsty even when your body is already running low on fluids. That internal water alarm that worked so well in your younger years may now be quiet or even silent. This makes intentional drinking routines essential. Relying on thirst alone is no longer safe or sufficient, especially if you're managing chronic health conditions or recovering from illness. Another significant factor is the role of medications. Many seniors are on multiple prescriptions, and a large percentage of these, such as blood pressure drugs, laxatives, and antacids, affect how your body stores or expels water. Diuretics, for example, increase urine output and can cause a loss of vital electrolytes if not balanced with proper fluid intake. Laxatives, particularly stimulant types, can dehydrate the colon and interfere with water absorption. Even something as seemingly benign as a calcium supplement may increase your risk of dehydration if taken without enough water. It's absolutely essential to talk to a healthcare provider about how each medication interacts with your hydration status and how to compensate properly through diet, timing, and hydration strategy. Let's also consider environmental influences. The climate you live in, whether dry and desert-like or humid and tropical, can drastically affect how much fluid you lose through perspiration and respiration. Even during sleep, we lose water through breathing and skin evaporation. Seniors often keep homes warmer than younger adults, and this extra indoor heat can cause continuous low-level dehydration without anyone noticing. The same applies to winters, when heating systems can dry out the air inside your home, pulling moisture from your skin and lungs. These micro-losses add up and must be accounted for. If you're not adjusting your water intake to match your environment, you could be gradually dehydrating every single day. For active seniors who still enjoy walking, gardening, or even mild workouts like Tai Chi or swimming, hydration becomes doubly important. Physical activity increases your fluid loss through sweat and increased respiration. Even a short walk in the park can leave your body craving replenishment, especially if you're older and slower to notice the signs. This is why prehydration and post-activity hydration are crucial. A good rule of thumb is to drink a cup of water 30 minutes before any physical activity and another cup afterward, even if you don't feel thirsty. You're not just replacing lost fluid, you're supporting heart function, muscle recovery, and temperature regulation. In the context of digestion, water plays a critical role in nutrient absorption, bowel regularity, and enzyme function. Dehydration can slow down the movement of food through the digestive tract, leading to constipation, bloating, and a decreased ability to absorb vitamins and minerals from meals. Seniors who complain about digestive issues often find improvement simply by increasing their fluid intake throughout the day. Moreover, water helps dissolve dietary fiber in the digestive system, allowing it to do its job properly. A high-fiber diet without adequate water can actually make constipation worse, not better. That's why water must go hand in hand with healthy eating, especially for older adults. Sleep quality is another area where hydration habits have a profound impact. You may have heard that drinking water before bed can cause nighttime bathroom trips, but not drinking enough during the day is often what disrupts sleep most. Dehydration can cause leg cramps, headaches, dry mouth, and increased heart rate, all of which can wake you up at night and make it harder to fall back asleep. The solution isn't to avoid water at night, but to optimize hydration throughout the day so your body isn't playing catch-up in the evening. Aim to front-load your hydration in the morning and afternoon, then taper off slightly in the evening with a few small sips after dinner. This way, you stay hydrated without the urgency that disrupts sleep. When we zoom out and look at hydration as a lifestyle, we begin to see how it influences everything: mobility, cognition, mood, heart health, metabolism, and even social well-being. Dehydrated seniors are more prone to depression, anxiety, and confusion, all of which can lead to withdrawal from social life and daily activities. On the other hand, properly hydrated seniors often report feeling more alert, more energized, and more capable of engaging with the world around them. They enjoy better skin tone, improved joint function, and faster healing. In essence, hydration is a multiplier. It amplifies the benefits of every other good habit you've cultivated. Community support also plays a key role in hydration success. When family members, friends, and caregivers are educated and involved, the chances of maintaining good hydration skyrocket. Little gestures, like offering water during a visit, keeping hydration reminders on the refrigerator, or setting up a daily water journal, can have a profound impact. If you're part of a senior living community, ask staff if hydration check-ins are part of their routine. If you live alone, consider scheduling hydration times with a timer or linking drinking water to regular activities like watching a morning news show or taking your medications. Perhaps most importantly, we need to change the narrative around water from being a task to being a gift. Hydration isn't a chore. It's a form of daily nourishment, a vital act of self-respect. Each sip of clean, fresh water is a way of honoring your body's wisdom, your decades of life, your intention to keep thriving. It's a silent act of strength that supports every system you rely on, every memory you treasure, every step you still want to take. Hydration is not just about survival. It's about vibrancy, clarity, and dignity in the years that matter most. Now that we've traveled deeply through the layers of how hydration touches nearly every facet of senior health, it's time to reflect on the personal journey ahead. Drinking water is not simply about fulfilling a requirement or ticking a box. It's about reclaiming control over your aging process, about choosing vitality over decline, awareness over assumption. It's about recognizing that something as simple as a glass of water can either be a silent ally or a silent threat, depending on how mindfully you approach it. And for many seniors, that distinction has never been more important than right now. We need to address something that's often overlooked. Hydration isn't just about how much you drink, it's about what kind of fluids you're putting into your body. Many seniors rely on tea, coffee, juices, or sodas thinking they count as water. But caffeine and sugar can actually have diuretic effects or throw off your electrolyte balance. While herbal teas and diluted fruit-infused waters can offer some variety, nothing replaces the pure, stabilizing effect of clean, room-temperature water. That's your body's preferred source of hydration, and the one it responds to most predictably. Another crucial aspect is timing. Seniors should not be waiting until they're lightheaded, dizzy, or constipated to pick up a water bottle. The damage may already be in motion at that point. Think of water like a steady stream of energy, not a burst. Small, regular sips throughout the day are more effective than chugging a large amount at once. Consider a hydration schedule: a glass upon waking, one before breakfast, one mid-morning, one at lunch, mid-afternoon, dinner, and a few sips before bed. This simple rhythm can stabilize blood pressure, reduce fatigue, and give your organs the consistent support they need. And yes, too much water can be dangerous as well. Seniors with kidney disease, heart failure, or low sodium levels must be especially cautious. Overhydration can lead to a condition called hyponatremia, where the sodium in your blood becomes diluted and can cause confusion, nausea, or even seizures in extreme cases. This is why personalized hydration is essential. Work with your doctor or nutritionist to find the right intake for your body's current state. Not a random number from a chart, not a general guideline from a magazine, but a carefully chosen amount tailored to your body's needs, your medication, your lifestyle, and your goals. But perhaps the most powerful takeaway of all is this: water is one of the rare things in this world that gives without taking. It supports your joints without causing side effects. It clears your mind without fogging your memory. It helps your kidneys, your skin, your heart, and your brain, all without demanding anything but presence and consistency. It's the great silent healer. And the more consistently you invite into your day, the more strength you build, not just physically, but emotionally, because you begin to trust your own rhythms again. You begin to feel in sync with your body in a way that many thought was lost with age. There is something deeply symbolic about water: its clarity, its flow, its quiet strength. And those qualities are exactly what you deserve to feel every single day. Seniors who stay hydrated don't just live longer, they live better. They experience fewer hospitalizations, recover faster from illnesses, retain more independence, and often report higher overall life satisfaction. Their minds are sharper, their steps are steadier, their moods are calmer, and their connection to their own vitality is stronger. So if you've ever underestimated the power of water, don't. If you've ignored thirst or postponed a sip, stop. And if you believe that fatigue, confusion, or illness was just part of getting old, now you know better. Now you know that one of the simplest acts, lifting a glass to your lips, could be the very thing that restores clarity, energy, and purpose to your day. That small motion could be the beginning of your comeback, your strength, your peace. This isn't just hydration. This is you taking control again. This is you honoring every cell that carried you through decades of life. This is your quiet rebellion against decline. This is your whisper to the world. I'm still here. I'm still strong. I still choose health. And here at Healthful Living 60 Plus, we're honored to walk this path with you, to share knowledge that empowers, tips that truly work, and messages that remind you, you are not forgotten. You're not too late. Your best can still be ahead. So keep sipping, keep rising, and keep choosing life one glass at a time. We're here, cheering you on always.